The sixth discourse: you really ought to desist from so much frivolous talk and gossip and wasting money. Do not spend too much time in the company of neighbors, friends, and acquaintances without good reason, for this is foolish. Most of what passes between two people is telling lies and backbiting, and it takes two to stage a sinful revolt. None of you should go out of the house except to attend to your own essential interests or those of your family. Do make the effort not to be the first to speak, but rather let your words be a response to someone who asks you about something, provided there is some mutual benefit to be gained by responding to him, otherwise you should not answer his question. If you happen to meet a Muslim brother of yours, do not ask him, "Where are you heading for now, and where are you coming from?" Perhaps he does not want to tell you what he is up to, in which case he may lie about it, and then you will be the one to blame for prompting him to tell a lie. Be reticent in the presence of the recording angels, al-Kiram al-Katibin, and do not dictate statements to them which you ought not to be making. An allusion to the verses of the Quran in which Allah, Almighty and Glorious is He, has said, "And yet over you there are watchers, noble recorders, who know whatever you do." 82:10-12. You should not dictate anything for them to record, unless it is something you can be truly happy to relate. Your dictation to them should consist of the glorification of the Lord, the recitation of the Quran, and statements concerning your own best interests and the best interests of your fellow creatures. Wash away their ink with your tears, and blunt their pens with your affirmation of divine unity. Then leave them sitting at the door, while you go inside to enter the presence of your Lord, Almighty and Glorious is He. You should always hold death as a marker in front of your eyes. If one of you happens to see his brother, he should take his leave of him and bid him farewell. The same rule applies whenever someone goes away from his house. He should bid farewell to his family with his heart, for it may be that the messenger of death will summon him, and it will not be possible for him to go back home to them again. It may be that his final moment will meet him on the road. This is why the Prophet, Allah bless him and give him peace, has said, "None of you should ever go to sleep without having his last will and testament recorded in writing and placed under his head. If there is anyone amongst you owes a debt, and who is capable of repaying it, he should make the repayment at once and not postpone the settlement, for he cannot know whether or not he will have another opportunity to pay it off. If someone is capable of settling his debt, yet does not make the repayment while he can, that person must be a tyrant, since the Prophet, Allah bless him and give him peace, has said, to delay repayment unnecessarily is a form of tyranny. The people are accustomed to exercising patience in the face of misfortune, and they do not get upset by the kind of disturbance that bothers you. Trials and tribulations are of various types. Some of them affect the physical constitution, while others affect the heart. Some of them are experienced in relation to creatures and others in relation to the Creator. There is no good in a person who has never had to suffer. Trials and tribulations are the grappling hooks of the Lord of Truth, Almighty and Glorious is He. The eager longing of the abstinent worshipper is for charismatic gifts in this world and for the gardens in the hereafter. The eager longing of the knower is for his faith to remain intact in this world, and for salvation from the fire of Allah, Almighty and Glorious is He in the hereafter. His eager longing and desire for this will not cease until his heart is told, "What is this?" Be confident and steadfast. Faith is firmly established in you. From you the believers can obtain a light for their own faith, and tomorrow you will be a successful intercessor, whose word is accepted. You will be the cause of salvation from the fire of hell for many people. You will be in the presence of your Prophet, he who is the chief of the intercessors. This is not something you need to be concerned about. Here we have a sealed declaration to the effect that he is permanently assured of faith, knowledge and safety in the afterlife, and of walking in the company of the prophets, the messengers, and the champions of the truth, they who are the elite among creatures. Surely no prayer of yours will be answered, and there can be no place for you in the hearts of the champions of truth. Allah has let you go knowingly astray. Once the dust has cleared away, you will see whether that is a horse underneath you, or a donkey. Once the dust has cleared, you will see the men of the Lord of Truth, Almighty and Glorious is He, riding fine horses and camels, while you are behind them on a broken donkey, falling into the clutches of corrupt Satans and devils. The people attain to a condition in which they no longer have any prayer of supplication or request to make. They do not beg to gain advantages, nor to get rid of disadvantages. their supplication comes to be a matter concerning their hearts, sometimes for their own sake and sometimes for the sake of all creatures, so they utter the prayer of supplication without conscious premeditation. O Allah, endow us with good behavior in your company under all circumstances, and give us in this world good, and good in the hereafter, and guard us against the torment of the fire. 2:201
وسلم دائما